The latest episode of the strange bout between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul has the internet community in a frenzy. Paul recently released a public training video that has the fight community and, maybe more appropriately, curious onlookers on edge as they wait to see how these two titans of combat sports will respond. Come on, throw it in there. In the fitness center, Mike Tyson's voice reverberates across the room as he sees a video of Jake Paul's latest shenanigans on a nearby phone. A smile spreads across his face as he laughs at what they dare to refer to as a training film. It's more like a highlight reel appropriate for a brisk morning run. He recoils his head, the sound reverberating off the exercise equipment like rolling thunder, which makes Tyson chuckle heartily. Jake Paul appears to believe he's prepared to take on characters like Iron Man thanks to his advanced footwork training and shadow boxing. Mike Tyson gives an unbelieving shake of his head at Paul's camp. They must be viewing a whole other video. With a stern tone, Tyson talks about the ridiculousness of it all. "Permit me to share something with you," he starts out, speaking with the weight of his illustrious career. "When I was younger, going into training felt like going into combat. Every drop of sweat and every moment of tiredness was a sign of our dedication. The constant worry was that I could be unintentionally knocked out. Then a teammate strikes, and this poor character responds with a couple of weak blows, thinking he's ready for the real deal. To Tyson, it's nearly absurd. They call it a mismatch. But to him, it's more like a foregone conclusion, a lesson in humility waiting to be administered. Sure, he may have a few more years under his belt, but the fire within him still rages. This fight is a walk in the park, an easy paycheck, and an opportunity to teach these young upstarts what real strength looks like." Tyson leans in and examines Paul's physique through the screen. He resembles a pumped-up high school cheerleader or Flash, but lacking substance. Those arms may impress at first glance, but they lack the power to back it up. If you're paying attention, Jake Paul, keep working those muscles because you'll need every bit of strength when Tyson brings it to the ring. This is going to be an epic battle, not a kid's play. When I'm done with him, he'll miss the days of crazy things on YouTube. Meanwhile, Joe Rogan cuts to a clip of Jake Paul training for his podcast. His voice commands attention as he speaks to the viewer. Rogan notes Paul's progress and praises the kid's agility and commitment, saying he actually does some wild stuff. He jumps off the top ropes, slamming into each other in the middle like that's some serious athleticism. I tell them both, those kids are tough. Take nothing away from them. I mean, people want to take something away from them because they're YouTube guys. I always tell people to forget that Jake Paul is a YouTube guy and watch him box. The kid can fight 100%. That Tommy Fury fight really showed that. I mean, he went to a split decision against a legit undefeated boxer. Let's face facts. Paul would have been eliminated by Tyson sooner than you could say payday for the YouTube sensation. But as they say, time heals all wounds. At 57 years old, Tyson must confront the inevitability of aging. Is it possible for this legendary figure to resurrect even a little portion of his former greatness? Teasers of Tyson's training provide an enticing look at the solution. His vicious jab rattles the heavy bag, and a lightning-fast right hook sends it tumbling in all directions. Tyson's forehead is dripping with sweat, yet his motions reveal unexpected dexterity. Even if he may be perceived as old and washed up, according to Tyson, the fire inside of me is still quite strong. The Iron Mike you remember is still here, even though I may have aged a few years. Although his trainer gives him a doubtful look, Tyson's blows have unquestionable force. His deep focus and intense expression convey 1,000 words. This is not just a marketing gimmick. While the viral videos show off Tyson's skills, questions remain about how much of this result is real and how much is just fantasy. Tyson seems sincere in his attempt to prove he still has the required prowess. The unanswered question remains, can Tyson maintain this intensity for the entirety of a fight? Will his deteriorating reflexes be quick enough to stop a younger, faster opponent? In Tyson's inner circle, there is silence. Though he might not be the same unstoppable force as before, there's still cautious optimism and a conviction that he has enough knockout power to deter any opponent. One trainer for Tyson once said, "You can never underestimate the tenacity of a champion." Jake Paul, the outspoken YouTuber turned boxer, has been making waves in the ring. Recently, he received a strong warning from Mike, who stated that he's ready to fight Paul if the opportunity presents itself. He didn't mince words. Tyson's knockout prowess and formidable reputation make this a formidable test, especially considering his signature intensity. Tyson sent Jake Paul a message without holding back. You can feel the heat in his voice as he cautions, "Be prepared to dance the tango with the toughest man on the planet if you want to spar, kid. I'll send you into it the following week. I'll redefine strength. If you believe you're strong, remember this. I have scars to show that I've experienced it all." Jake Paul represents a new generation of fighters who require a wake-up call. They need to be made aware of the real costs associated with competing against a living great like Mike Tyson. Despite this, Tyson's matchup with Jake Paul has the potential to earn him up to $245 million. The world of combat sports is buzzing with excitement about this possible showdown between the Titans. Talk has been sparked by the social media star Jake Paul and the renowned Mike Tyson's most recent training video. However, the real controversy surrounds Paul's audacious claim of a whopping $500 million winner takes all reward. To put it bluntly, a prime Tyson would have destroyed Paul faster than a trending hashtag. But Tyson, who is now 57, begs the question, can a young contender take advantage of a legend's weaknesses? Jake Paul, for example, seems to be convinced that the days of ostentatious Instagram feeds and stage confrontations with other influencers are over. The most recent training video shows a change. Jake Paul exudes determined purpose and improved accuracy in his footwork. His blows resonate with more power, and a steely purpose shines in his eyes, dispelling the idea that this is just a YouTube show. In a recent interview, Paul stated that the goal is to win a $500 million reward. "I'm not here to play games. I'm here for the fight of a lifetime, and I'm gunning for everything Tyson has left," he says, his voice resonating with furious intent. He emphasizes the scope of his goals by leaning toward the camera. $500 million, it's revolutionary. Are you really thinking I'll allow anyone to get in my path, particularly those experienced combatants? The training video itself is proof of Paul's steadfast dedication. His previous bouts, characterized by half-hearted motions, are gone, replaced with a relentless ambition that drives him to push himself to the very limit. While drenched in sweat, it's unclear if this translates into actual fighting ability against an experienced brawler like Tyson. However, one thing is certain. Paul isn't going into this fight acting like a random social media star warming up for a friendly showdown. Rather, he's studying Tyson's strategies in detail, figuring out where he stands and preparing for a fierce fight. His claims contain a faint undertone of hubris, the conviction that youth can overcome wisdom and overwhelming power. The matchup between a young, hungry fighter motivated by big money and a seasoned veteran looking to prove himself again is exciting. But in the excitement, it's important to remember that there is still risk involved, even for the older fighter. Mike Tyson remains a dangerous animal who is ready to strike at the mention of his name. Jake Paul knows that landing a single punch will make him feel anxious, yet he doesn't hide from this fact. Paul's admonitions include a nuanced mix of caution and affection. In a different interview, Paul acknowledges Tyson's achievements. "He is, without a doubt, a legend, but legends don't always last," he says. He addresses Tyson directly and highlights the $500 million reward with a tinge of defiance. "Please take this as formal notice, Mike. I'm coming for you, and I'm not going to give up." The fate of Paul's audacious gamble remains uncertain. teetering between triumph and a sobering realization of reality. Nevertheless, one thing is certain. This strange David versus Goliath match, where the stakes are elevated beyond anything seen before, will captivate viewers worldwide. That concludes today's video. Please remember to subscribe, like, and ring the bell button if you enjoyed it. This ensures that you never miss any of our future films. You can also leave your comments below with your ideas. Keep watching, and we'll see you in the next video.